Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its mission, to explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Captain's log, stardate 6223.8. We are en route to the glorious Pebble Scientific Academy, where we...
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander. We have returned from the future. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new...
My God. Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course to Espoir Station, a scientific research facility in the Omega Maelstrom sector. We are about to set course for that system, hoping to discover the subject of its last ominous message.
Hello, welcome to Star Trek Judgment Rites. Compared to the 25th anniversary, not a lot has changed in terms of gameplay, but there are numerous improvements. The controls are still the same, we can still talk to Spock.
Perhaps you should access my library computer, sir.
And we can still sort of speak to Uhura.
Orders are to proceed to Espoir Station, sir.
And Scotty, Sulu and Chekhov do get some extra lines in this game. I'm not too sure exactly how much. Anyway, we have a mission. Firstly, let's go and check out a couple of entries in the computer. There's not much we can search for.
USS Alexander, a Constitution-class starship under the command of Captain Lucas Rayner, commission stardate 5961.1. Its current missions are classified. Lucas Rayner, Starfleet rank Captain. Current assignment, Commander of the USS Alexander. Rayner's service chronicles an exemplary career, including serving as ensign, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, and commander aboard the USS Typhoon, before transferring to the Alexander for his first command. Captain Rayner has been decorated on 3 occasions for bravery by Starfleet Command. Espoir Station, scientific research station situated near the Gravity's End proto-universe phenomenon. It is directed by Dr. James Monroe, originally of New Texas, Earth.
I think that's all we can do for now. One of the big changes in this game is you can actually turn the space combat off, but I've kept it on because I want to show off the game itself. There are 2 difficulty options with space combat, normal and there's a hard option, but I'm keeping on normal. So, let's continue on with this mission.
Captain, an Elossi frigate is decloaking.
In addition to its cloaking capabilities, the ship is mounted with 3 forward-firing photon torpedo bays.
We are being hailed.
On screen.
This is Captain Bevander Zane of the Elossi frigate interdiction. You are no match for our new Storm-class frigates. We demand your immediate surrender.
Forget it. Give us 5 minutes to decide. No matter how good your ships are, they're still being captained by lice-ridden Elossi hypocrites. I would lose all self-respect surrendering to a person like you. Give us 5 minutes to decide.
I don't think any of these choices will change the outcome of this situation.
5 minutes for what? What kind of a fool do you take me for? Goodbye, Enterprise.
Arming weapons.
Raising shields.
Captain, they are fleeing!
Yeah, it's best just to let them flee.
Captain's log. We have engaged in a battle against the Alasi. I cannot help but wonder if there is a connection between them and the message that we have received from the Alexander.
Captain, you don't seriously expect us to believe that the Alasi could threaten the Federation?
Those Cossacks couldn't threaten my grandmother.
It does seem inconsistent with what we know.
I'm still suspicious, Mr. Spock. Just call it human intuition.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the station manager.
On screen.
Captain, I'm James Monroe, commander of Espoir Station. We witnessed your battle against the Alasi. They've bothered us a lot in the last few weeks. We're very grateful.
Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station? Really? Then why haven't you filed reports with Starfleet? We've heard disturbing reports about your activities. We've come to take a look at your research. Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station?
It's probably best that we maintain some sort of professionalism.
Espoir Station would be glad to greet a starship as famous as the Enterprise. We'll send coordinates and you may transport aboard at your convenience.
Oh yes, the scoring system in this game has slightly changed. There's no longer a percentage of how well you've done on the mission. You still get a report at the end of the mission to say whether you've done well or you've messed up. But this playthrough is going to be I'm going to try to go for a perfect run.
The mission of Espoir Station is to study gravity's end, the only known proto-universe phenomenon in the galaxy.
Proto-universe phenomenon? I've heard a lot of things, Mr. Spock.
The proto-universe phenomenon, or proto-event, is a place where a big bang occurring in another universe deposits matter into ours. It is also noted for intense space-time distortions. The equipment on the station is highly advanced, but they appear to be of non-Federation design. There are areas protected by force fields which sensors cannot penetrate.
Could a rupture have occurred in this proto-event that would destroy this section of the galaxy?
That is possible. However, a rupture of that intensity would almost certainly have destroyed the Alexander. We do not have many facts, but those we have do not support that hypothesis.
I have coordinates to beam down, sir.
Disarming weapons.
Lowering shields, Captain.
Okay, let's start this mission.
Greetings, Dr. Monroe. I'm Captain Kirk.
Yes, it's been made clear who you are, Captain Kirk. Espoir Station is glad to meet you. In fact, we have something interesting to show you.
That may be why we're here. What the?
The modified tractor overload beam can be quite lethal, Captain. I suggest you surrender immediately or we will crack your ship like an egg.
Why are you doing this? You won't get away with this. How can a loyal Federation scientist do a thing like this? Why are you doing this?
Actually, Kirk, I'm the one pulling the strings.
Riddell.
Jim, isn't he that maniac who wanted revenge on you and...
I am the one who headed the Verdane program to build our improved versions of your starships. And despite the setback caused by your interference, I survived.
I thought you were killed when your pathetic imitation of the Enterprise was destroyed.
Fortunately, a Cloak de Lassie frigate transported me before my bridge was destroyed. Fortunate for one of us, that is.
You intend to destroy the entire Federation? Is that the only thing you ever think of, Burdell? Revenge? Of course, Burdell, even surrounded by your goons. You're still too much of a coward to face me in person. You intend to destroy the entire Federation?
This mission here, this episode, is a direct, well, I'll say an almost direct sequel to the last mission of 25th anniversary. We meet Burdell again.
Guards, put them in the brig and let them rot.
Welcome to Espoir, Captain Kirk. I've been asked to make certain your stay is uncomfortable. What did you do to Dr. Burdell anyway?
11 years ago, as a lieutenant on the Farragut, I exposed his scheme to overthrow the Vardain Council. They dismissed him from their science council in disgrace. He's vowed revenge ever since.
That explains it. Never get involved in politics or get on the good doctor's bad side.
It doesn't sound like you care that much for Burdell.
Well, he's never been interested in winning popularity contests. By the way, the name's Shem. Manau Shem.
And we seem to be missing our red shirt. And we have no inventory. Guess all we can do is talk and look at things.
No effect. No effect.
Okay, can't pick up anything.
The cold, hard surface of a prison wall. The cold, hard surface of a prison floor. This is a standard security door with a force field.
And there isn't much to look at in here.
This is a standard security door with a force field.
Okay, I was hoping to get a description of Shem.
Manau Shem, a big security guard. Someone you'd rather not fight.
There we go.
Mr. Spock, wondering why logical solutions never seem to be very good at prison escapes. Dr. Leonard McCoy, who silently counts the hours remaining before the Federation is destroyed.
Okay, I can't look at Kirk, unfortunately.
If there's ever been a mission that we mustn't fail, this is it.
It's somewhat humbling to know that over 100 billion people are depending on you. Captain, I estimate the odds of finding and destroying Burdell's doomsday weapon at 186 to 1.
That's better odds than usual.
I am factoring in your record at performing nearly impossible feats, Captain. Otherwise, the odds would be 8,552 to 1.
What would I do without your encouragement, Spock?
I cannot speculate, Captain. I'm getting a little too old to play hero, Jim.
But you do it so well, Bones.
Captain, I would need my tricorder.
Okay, the only real option we have is to talk.
What's on your mind, Captain?
Dr. McCoy, he's very sick. You wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Sheen by any chance. Do you realize that you're working for a madman? You wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Sheen by any chance.
I guess there may be a couple of ways to escape from this prison cell. Again, I'm going to go for the perfect run, and to do that, we need to get this guy on our side. So we need to be reasonable.
Yes. He was my father.
How's he doing?
He's dead. He tried to betray the Vardain Starship program to the Federation and was executed 9 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. I knew him when I was on Vardain. He was a good man.
Obviously, someone felt differently. Since then, Dr. Burdell took me under his wing. I proved more able as a security officer than as a scientist.
Then you should know that Burdell is insane. Why don't you try coming inside for a moment? Let's see how tough a security officer you are. And what do you think of your father's death?
How do you think I felt?
I called him my friend. He had the courage of his beliefs. It must have been difficult having people constantly saying that you are a traitor's son. How many times did Burdell say that to you? Help us avenge his death. 10 years ago, he helped me expose him to the Vardain Council. He died because he was Burdell's enemy, not because he was a traitor. If I can expose Burdell's plans, then your father's name will be cleared.
I have a duty, Captain. A responsibility to guard this station and its crew. If I do as you ask, I betray the man who killed my father. and also betray a lot of friends in station security who did nothing to him.
It's a difficult choice. Questions of morality are always difficult. Your friends are alive. Your father has no one except you. And how does Burdell treat your friend?
You have a point. I suppose I can let you go. I'll turn off the force field. Your weapons, communicators, and tricorders are stored in the lockers in this room. I'll try to convince security to turn against Burdell.
You remind me a lot of your father, Manaoshi.
Unfortunately, after this, I will remind everyone about my father. It's generous of you to take me with you, but I better lay low for a while. If you fail, I might be able to do something later to stop it.
We probably shouldn't fail.
I've opened the lockers. Try not to kill anybody. Some of these people are my friends, although I suppose I may as well start using the past tense. I'll follow after you've used the turbo lift.
Manao Shem. James Kirk is relieved not to be in the cell, but realizes the odds are very much against him. Mr. Spock considers a logical solution to their problem. Dr. McCoy looks at the cell in disgust. This is the station's brig. A locker. It is unlocked. This is where your phasers are being kept. A locker. It is unlocked. This is where your tricorders and medkit are being kept. A locker. It is unlocked. This is where communicators are being kept.
I do like this music, but it is very loud, especially compared to the actual speech.
A light mounted in the ceiling. A passcard reader. This device opens the lockers when the appropriate passcard is inserted. The door to the turbo lift. The floor.
The layout of this base is interesting, Captain. Its modular design makes it easier for a small security detachment to guard.
The Vardane values secrecy even more than security. Got nothing to say.
Jim, stop at a place where I can write my last will and testament.
Heaven forbid, Bones.
I'm not in a talking mood, Captain.
Phasers taken. Tricorders and medkit taken. Communicators taken.
So we started here. There's a couple of places that are inaccessible. Let's start this side.
There is a numeric entry code next to Burdell's door. This door is labeled Is Burdell. This door is labeled Crew Quarters. This door is labeled Special Projects Room. This door is labeled Executive Quarters. Spock looks unperturbed, even with the imminent destruction of the Federation. A weary James T. Kirk. McCoy wishes he was back on board the Enterprise.
Be careful. This looks too quiet.
I'm afraid that the social Darwinists have never impressed me, Jim. Building a better human on the inside is far more preferable to improving his physical traits.
Originally, Doctor, Vardane was a very harsh environment. The Vardane claimed that the original human settlers required genetic engineering to survive.
Living only to survive is a poor life indeed, Spock.
Well, Spock, what do you suggest?
We should attempt to gather evidence that Dr. Burdell is planning to commit genocide. Others may help us if they are confronted with the scope of Burdell's misdeeds. We must find out what Burdell's plan is. If we could find the central computer records, we may be able to tap into them and learn his exact plan. We need to shut down the tractor beam that is currently holding the Enterprise. Until the ship is freed, our options are limited. We should not forget that we need to be able to communicate freely with the ship. It will be necessary for us to neutralize any source of interference. Our chief priority is to find the reason for the Holocaust that was reported by the Alexander and stop it from occurring.
So not much to do then. This guy looks friendly. I think all he needs is a hug.
A mutated Antarian man-killer, an improved version of one of the most feared animals in the galaxy.
How do we know that it's been altered? Just by looking at it. Unless we've seen one before.
An active force field, Captain. From the looks of it, its strength is considerable.
A large machine. It looks like the center of an experiment. Some sort of special project controls. Very bulky with a lot of prototype components. It is currently protected by a force field.
According to my tricorder, Captain, the power system for this force field originates from the security section.
A communication panel. A chair. This seems pointless. James Kirk. He's a little hungry right now. Mr. Spock looks at the equipment, wondering when his services will be needed. Dr. McCoy looks at the equipment, wondering when his services will be needed.
Nice-looking animal.
A most deadly beast. Almost as deadly as some of the predators on Vulcan.
You know, Jim, I really could have done without meeting this thing.
Come on, Bones, it'll build character.
I have quite enough character, thank you very much. I think that's I'm going to do horrible things to your anatomy in the language of the Antarian man-killers.
This is the control for the special weapon that is holding the Enterprise. A force field prevents our access to the controls. Captain, my tricorder indicates that the force field controls can be neutralized in the station's security center. The device appears to be involved in genetic research, Captain. It inserts mutagens into genes and monitors their progress. The device is empty. I detect a great deal of augmentation in the creature's anatomy, Captain.
My God, it's not just an Antarian man-killer. You should see some of the generic engineering they've done to it. They've actually made it deadlier.
A formidable achievement in genetics, Doctor, given that the species is renowned throughout the galaxy as one of the most powerful and dangerous predators in known space.
There are reasons why the Federation monitors genetic research, and this thing is one of them.
I think we're done here.
James Kirk seems relieved to find the room deserted. McCoy wonders if there is a medical doctor aboard this facility.
Well, there is now.
Mr. Spock eyes the instrument on the rear wall with interest. The door leads back to the corridor. An external monitor used by Central Control to send messages to this room. A selection of bound technical printouts. One of the technicians really loves his work. This appears to be a synthesis between a computer and a musical instrument.
A Kikilian. How rare.
What is it?
It has many uses, Bones, but it's most commonly used as a mood inducer. It emits subsonic vibrations at a wavelength that stimulates the emotional centers of the human brain.
Maybe we could use it on the Verdane.
The effects of a Kikilian are not significant enough to radically change emotional states. If it had such abilities, logic would suggest it would have wide use as a narcotic.
Well, that's one great plan that's gone down in flames.
Library monitors. These data screens provide information and entertainment for board executives. A large potted plant is hanging from the wall.
Somebody has a green thumb here.
You mean to tell me there are Verdane who are interested in something other than eugenics or military conquest?
Bakadashin was proof of that. Unfortunately, it cost him much.
Oh.
A light mounted in the ceiling. A food synthesizer. An atmospheric purifier. It is capable of removing contaminants from large quantities of air or water in less than a second. It carries the brand of the Save a Ship Manufacturing Corporation.
Now, why would you need an atmosphere purifier on a space station? The filters should be built into the life support system.
I suspect it could help someone with extreme allergies.
Wasn't the Saber ship the brand that was in one of the episodes of 25th anniversary? Another fine mess with mud? I'm sure that was the make of the portable life support generator. A really bad one.
This is a wall cabinet, a bed, a comfortable pseudo-leather chair.
A Malboralian desert creeper. They require little water and can go months in between watering. This is quite a robust example, Captain.
Jim, you don't suffer from hay fever, do you?
Your record should show that I don't, Bones. Why do you ask?
Well, somebody on the station does, and that's why the filter's set up in here. The Malborian creeper here is producing pollen at an incredible rate. I've never seen anything like it.
Another Verdane improved life form.
Can't they leave anything alone?
Most of the time, no.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
The filter is bulky but portable.
Enjoy your hay fever.
It's locked. I've heard about these. Let's try.
Ow!
Sorry, Bones. I must have hit the key that stimulates the pain center.
I do not have enough experience on the instrument, Captain. I do not believe that it would be advisable.
Jim, have you ever heard me play the violin?
No, Bones. Why?
If you had, you wouldn't let me within 10 kilometers of a musical instrument.
Rather cramped living quarters. Only a small step up from Klingon ships.
No wonder the Klingons have such a bad temper.
We'd better be quiet. There's a gentleman on the bed who might quarrel with us if we wake him up.
A Verdane guard, currently asleep. A stoic and silent Mr. Spock. A bed. It appears to be designed for slightly larger than man-sized humanoids. A very quiet James T. Kirk. This seems pointless. A panel in the wall. A bed. It appears to be designed for slightly larger than man-sized humanoids. A target for laser firing practice. A small shifting holographic bullseye is certain to challenge even the most skilled marksman. A light mounted in the ceiling. Practice dummies for martial arts. A food synthesizer. Storage modules. The floor.
I had forgotten how Spartan the Verdane could be.
An excellent analogy, Captain. The Verdane consider art to be an activity of limited utility at best, and subversive at worst.
Well, you know art can be pretty damn strange, and it's human nature to fear what you don't understand. Verdane nature too, I guess. And I thought that our quarters in the Enterprise were cramped.
This room's massive. What are you on about?
I wonder if there's anything here we can use.
Jim, let's not push our luck, okay? No wonder he's not on duty. He's suffering from cervix toxemia. He must have spent some time on Rigel 8.
Think he'll get up?
He's under heavy medication, Jim, but with Verdane physiology, you can never tell. This will keep him unconscious. I can't cure him with a med kit. His infection is not easily treatable.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
I don't think that needs to be phasered, Jim.
I just thought we'd do some target practice.
The dummies are not easy to carry, but you manage.
We are done in this section. We can't actually get into Bredel's quarters just yet.
There they are! Get them! Fire!
Are you okay, Bones?
I hate when they do that.
Fortunately, in this game, if someone gets stunned, you don't lose your score.
The wall looks very solid. The stunned guard lies prone on the floor. McCoy has decided this is not a spot that he'll visit on his next vacation. Kirk wishes that these people would stop shooting at him. Spock appears to be in deep thought. This door is labeled Computers. This door is labeled Transporter Room. This door is labeled Central Control. This door is labeled Security.
Jim, why does everyone not like me? Why does everyone keep shooting at me?
I don't know, Bones. I guess it's your cheerful nature and your stoic silence. Here we are, in the heart of Bredel's mad sanctum. I wish I could be more confident.
Captain, I would place a high priority on finding a way to win over the security team.
The Vardane think they supersede mankind.
Mr. Shem indicated that the Vardane had little love for Bredel, Captain. I suspect their loyalty is less than absolute.
You get no response.
Damn it.